What is going on, guys and gals? It's your boy J Love coming with another video about hauling freight. In this video, we're kind of going to be doing a reaction or looking at a post I saw on the Facebook page here that I kind of want to go over because I give my 2 cents, what I think, because I actually commented on it and my opinion isn't the most popular opinion. But yeah, we're going to talk about freight pricing, what's cheap freight. I know I talked a little bit about it in the last video, but I want to go over this post with you and then we can kind of talk about it a little bit more. So, sorry for anybody who's in this post. You're going to probably see your names on my videos, but they're not seen by a lot of people, so you'll be fine. But this guy named Sonny posted, some brokers got jokes, $400 for 650 miles, 61 cents per mile. What rig can afford hauling loads like this, even to fill your trailer? It'd pretty much be hauling for free after load and unload time, not to mention fuel costs. So, Sonny posted this picture. It looks like DAT load board. There's a load going from Pulaski, Tennessee to Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's a partial. It's 4 feet, 3,600 pounds. The broker has it posted, and basically any sort of a flatbed can take it. So it's got over 25 comments, and I'll go through a couple of the comments, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit more. Brent says, seems to be a lot of loads like that lately. Someone will take it, I'm sure, and that's the problem. That's how you ship in Central Dispatch. Don't take cheap freight. Nothing new. These loads will sit waiting for months. I tell some who's calling me, get away from me. Tell some DA says yes, $2 or bust. You call them to negotiate, they'll be like, it's a partial. I think that's where calling and negotiating skills come into play. I think the hotshot market's flooded. It'll take a correction that people that take these S loads go out of business. Let that S sit. Notice how old it is. People let it sit. And then I said, because I was reading these comments and I was like, what's going on here? I said, it's like one of the smallest partials known to man. I wouldn't consider this cheap freight. And then a lady after me says, because partial, throw another piece, go in the same direction, look at the measurement and weight. Then somebody commented, you can lead a horse to water, but to make it drink is another story. And then Sonny commented more. And then Siri said, all of us need to have standards. Those greedy, cheap A brokers can't take advantage of us. It's a damn shame. Jokes for real. So basically people are just trashing this load, right? And I wanted to kind of go over this because what I said, I said it's the smallest partial known to man. I wouldn't consider this cheap freight because it's important for us guys to understand what is hotshot freight, what is going to be making us money. When I look at this load without even calling on it, what I can see is it's a very small partial. Basically what the broker wants is just somebody to be able to throw it on their truck with something else that they're moving. They probably don't have a strict time frame on when they need it moved, because if they did, they would pay more on it. So I bet if you called this broker, they'd probably be like, yeah, I just got this little piece, it's 4 feet, 3,600 pounds, just trying to get it moved within the next 15 days, looking for a truck that has the ability to just throw it on, an extra $600. And so if we go back up to what Sonny said, Sonny's basically saying it's not even worth the time and the fuel cost. So a lot of people, I think, in this post are thinking, they're looking at this load like it's a dedicated load, right? And I've gone over this saying this is the type of freight that you shouldn't take on a hotshot. Now, obviously, if you have the space to take it, throw it on. It's extra $600. I wouldn't consider this cheap freight because from what I've seen right here, there's not much expectation, right? Now, if I call on this load and the guy was like, yeah, it's expedited. I don't want anything else on the truck. I'm paying $600. And then I'd be like, that's cheap freight. This is crazy. It's not going to happen, right? But from what I can see, it's just a guy trying to find a truck to put it on. He's posted in basically every form of flatbed known to man. So, I mean, chances are he's not really even looking for a hotshot. He's just looking for some sort of flatbed to be able to take this load. Now, what I would consider cheap freight, guys, is going to be those dedicated loads that they're trying to get moved for $1.30, $1.40, $1.50 a mile that are 40 feet, 8, 9, 10,000 pounds, So, like, that's what I would consider cheap freight because literally you can't make any more money. You put it on your trailer for that price, that's how much you're moving it for. And that's what cheap freight is. Like this, for example, this is just a small partial that can be moved whenever. And like you just throw it on your truck. And it's like people are saying, oh, it doesn't even cover gas. It's like if you try to build a load around this load, you're insane. Like, you're crazy. Like, I don't know why you would even try to do that. This is just an extra piece to a load that you probably already have, that leaves you 4 feet and 4,000 pounds. If you think about it, if you're a full-size flatbed, what can you haul? You're 48 feet, 53 feet, you can haul probably upwards of 40,000 pounds. I mean, this is taking not even one-tenth of your, no, Yeah, not even 1/10 of your length, and about 10% of your weight, you know, and it's paying 61 cents per mile. So I mean, you can definitely add that on to something. Maybe you're already making 220 per mile on the other loads you have, or 230 or 240. You can add that on, make the miles work, and make a little bit more money. But I definitely wouldn't consider this. This is not a load that you would try and build off of. And the way these people talk about it is something that's how they look at it. The guy says $2 or bust, and it's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, if you're doing dedicated full size freight, you should definitely be making over $2, especially if you're, you know, in the CDL realm. And that's why I go from, you know, when I'm talking about how much is your trailer worth. Like, if we broke down the numbers right now, I could tell you that most people in these comments, if we broke down the numbers for the 4 feet and 4,000 pounds that this load would take up, they're probably getting less than 61 cents per mile for that amount, because they're taking dedicated loads that are $2, $2.20. You know, and if you broke down 4,000 pounds of that in 4 feet, it's probably not even 61 cents. So you got to look at it like that, guys. Like I said, I would not consider this cheap freight. I would not consider this a load you'd want to build around. I wouldn't even think about it. I wouldn't even lose my time of day thinking about that. But if I had a guy that this load would work perfectly for, to kind of add a couple $100. Now, if I got there and they took 5-6 hours to load me and 5-6 hours to unload me, and it was a hassle and blah, 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 like, obviously I'd definitely get more money out of the broker. But from the way I'm looking at it, it's basically just a load that they want to throw on. They just want it moved whenever. They're probably not going to give you any sort of delivery expectation. They'll probably say, hey, get there within a week. Now, if that's the case, you know, I feel like the price is fair for what it is. And if you don't want to move it, don't move it. But don't come out here acting like it's cheap freight and you're trying to build a whole like truckload around it and blah, blah, blah. It's like, nah, guys, we need to be realistic about what we're saying. I don't think moving this load is going to cause the brokers to take advantage of us. I don't think that's how this is going to work. Like I said, if it was a dedicated full size and they're trying to move it for this load, it'd be the cheapest freight I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen pretty cheap freight, but the cheap freight that we're worried about, guys, the ones that are driving the rates down, is going to be when we take the 40-foot, 10,000-pound loads that are only paying $1.30, $1.40, $1.50 a mile. You know, we need to keep our dedicated rate high, you know, the $2.50 plus. I'd say about 230 plus is where we want to be with our dedicated rate, whether it weighs 8,000 pounds or whether it weighs 16,000 pounds, guys. That's what's going to make the big difference, not some 4-foot, you know, 3,000 pound partial that someone's just trying to get on a random truck, guys. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, think about subscribing. I talk about all things Hotshot, all things medium duty hauling, you know, F550s, S650s, the whole nine. You know, we're here moving. So thank you guys so much for the time, and I hope you all have a great day.